久々の更新になってしまいすみません。ドジャースは大谷翔平選手が31号を放つも悪夢の5連敗となってしまいました。マウンドには前回登板で3000奪三振を記録したクレイトン・カーショー投手で、6回2失点とまずまずの内容でした。しかしながらブリュワーズ先発のイジョー・ロースキーの前に6回まで大谷選手のホームランのみに抑えられ、試合を通じても4安打と逃げ切った打線で完敗となりました。試合後の現地放送を翻訳してお届けいたします。
The Dodgers have now lost 5 in a row, and for the 4th time in those 5 games, they score exactly 1 run. They had a leadoff home run by Shohei Ohtani, looked good for a moment, but after that, they couldn't solve Jacob Mizorowski, who struck out 12 in this game. Even when they had opportunities, they went 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position. Jared, and a spoiler, really good night for Clayton Kershaw on the mound.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Obviously, Clayton Kershaw pitched really well, gave us a chance to win. That's all you really can ask from your starter. After that home run, Shohei Ohtani, that offense went dark. And a lot to do with Miz. He was as advertised. He is legit.
Yeah, he was really good. But, you know, you look at it overall, 15 strikeouts for the Dodgers overall. You know, it's really hard to get something going when you have 15 strikeouts. They did have 1 inning where they had an opportunity. And you know what? The Brewers made some great plays on the Dodgers to really stifle that, too. So their defense came up big. They had really good pitching. And it's tough because you do waste a great performance by Clayton Kershaw. You know, he just had 1 inning, and even that 1 inning when he gave up those 2 runs, they didn't really hit him hard at all. Soft contact, and I mean, for him to only allow 2 runs after 5 hits in that entire inning, he did a great job keeping this team, giving this team a chance to come back and win that game.
And this was the marquee pitching matchup, no more in all of baseball tonight. You had the legend against the phenom, and it did not disappoint. Both guys pitched really well in this game.
Well, we saw Mizorowski just kind of go out there and just had swing and miss. Clayton Kershaw, you know, he was going out there, and I mean, you're looking at a 10-mile-an-hour difference in velocity, but it doesn't matter. It's all about pitching, and that's exactly what Clayton Kershaw did. He was going out there, finding ways to try to just get the outs. You know, here's some ones that, you know, you got off the end of the bat. You had some ground balls. You had some infield ground balls, but still, Clayton Kershaw going out there, getting strikeouts, still getting, you know, double plays, getting out of innings. He was just pitching. He was going, listen, I need outs. I got to get my offense back in here so that hopefully they can figure something out. But he did a great job.
Yeah, and on the other side, Mizorowski obviously coming in, we knew about the stuff, the makeup. He is electric. Kind of reminds me of Jacob deGrom. You know, he has that devastating fastball, 100 to 102 miles an hour. The slider is nasty. He made 1 mistake. And it was to Shohei Ohtani, that very first batter, and after that, he was on a roll. Guys like him, man, you got to really go up to the plate, 2-strike hitting. You can't spot him. You can't spot him a strike. You know, guys like Pedro Martinez back in the day, you walk at the plate thinking you already have 2 strikes, because once you get behind 0-1, 1-2, he's got that stuff to wipe you out.
And you mentioned Shohei Ohtani, Jerry, the first batter of the game for the Dodgers, and he hits that leadoff home run, and it was looking pretty good, at least for the moment.
It was, you know, especially, you know, he started coming in. He's got electric stuff, but you're hoping he makes a mistake middle of the plate. What does he do first batter? Gets a pitch, center cut, inner half, really. Shohei Ohtani's wheelhouse on a breaking ball, and he does not miss it. Love the swing, love the contact, and drives it over the center field wall. And you were hoping maybe he would be off. He would be off his A game, and he would continue to make mistakes. Now, we did have a couple opportunities. We did have first and second after Mookie went the other way for an infield knock. But it's tough to get a guy like him when he has electric stuff. You really almost have to be perfect. But once again, we said it on the pregame show, you got to be short to the ball. You got to walk to the plate thinking you have 2 strikes. Give yourself a chance.
Oh, listen, after he gave up that home run, what did he do? He struck out the next 5 batters. I mean, you know, kudos to him. He goes out there. He's going out there attack. Well, he did say he was going to get you, you know, be ready for the fastball. You know you were going to get him. I think most batters saw them. He mixed up his off speed. He did. He did a really great job keeping him off balance with that sliders, changeup, curveball. He was throwing other stuff out there, but you know he was coming with that heat.
Shohei Ohtani hit his 31st home run of the season. That is the most in Dodgers franchise history of anybody before the All-Star break. Let's go back to Milwaukee and hear from Shohei with Kirsten Watson and the media.
Shohei, early in this game, you were the only one to get to Mizorowski. What were you seeing from him, your impressions of him, and just what gave you the edge in that at-bat early in the game?
先発ピッチャーの印象と打ち崩した要因としては何かありましたか？
そうですね、まあ、どの球種もやっぱりアグレッシブにこう素晴らしい球種で、まあ、何よりも制球が良かったんじゃないかなとは思うので、まあ よく言えばその次の打席のランナー2塁のところで、最悪でも進塁打をしっかり打てれば2対0で少し違う展開になってたのかなとは思ってます。
Yeah, just really good stuff, aggressive in the zone. But what really stood out to me was his command and control. The second or the other at bat where it was running on base. If I drove that guy in, it would have been 2-0. So I think the situation would have been a little different.
The offense, what have you found that's just missing right now? Today it seems like it was their excellent pitching, but in general, what's been missing?
打線に関してちょっと不調の要因は何でしょうかねと。
もちろん相手が素晴らしい、ここ数日素晴らしいピッチャーが投げてるっていうのももちろんそうですし、その中でもさっき言ったみたいに最低限の仕事を僕自身も含めてできればヒットがなくても得点できる機会っていうのは少なからずあるんじゃないかなとは思うので、そういうシチュエーションをしっかりものにできればあとはブルペンにしっかり託せるんじゃないかなと思います。
Want to give credit to the opposing team. Faced pretty good pitching the last couple of days, but at the same time, even though if we don't string up hits, there are ways to still score runs. So myself included, we got to do a better job of, just scoring when there are the opportunities to do so.
On that play where you tried to score, is that a go-on contact play, or what were you reading there?
ホームに進塁した時はもうコンタクトプレーだったのかと。
そうですね。あれはもうコンタクトプレーなので。全力で走ってセーフに、送球がそれるかどうかのプレーなので、結果的にはサードベースマンのいいプレーだったなと思います。
Yes, that was a contact play, so I give it my best and was hoping for some kind of just misexecution on their part, but the third baseman did a good job.
Last one, guys.
Is it to get the offense going without Max, without Teo, the last couple, Tommy?
マンシー・テオ以外にいない中打線の復帰っていうのは、どうやって復帰するんでしょうね。
幸いにもというか、そんなに長い離脱ではないと思うので、そこは今出てる選手も右もそうですけどしっかり結果も出てるとは思うので、さっきも言いましたけど、このあと前半のオールスターブレイクまでの少しの期間をしっかりと、粘り強く戦えていれば、ピッチャー先発ピッチャーもそうですけどしっかり主戦力が戻ってきた時に、またいい戦いができるんじゃないかなと思ってます。
Yeah, I don't expect them to be gone for too long. We have guys stepping up like Migiro, and as long as we kind of give it our best shot and make sure that we finish strong, I feel good about the team when we have all of our guys back.
Here's what's ahead on the calendar. Just 4 games left in the first half, with Tyler Glasnow making his return to the mound tomorrow at 11 a.m. The Dodgers will finish off this road trip this weekend in San Francisco before Shohei, Freddie, Will Smith, Kersh, and Yoshi are off to Atlanta for next week's All-Star game. And then after the break, the Brewers will be here at Dodgers Stadium. Sunday's game on Roku, all of the others right here on Sportsnet LA. For the first time this season, Clayton Kershaw is tagged with the loss. He was the tough luck loser in this game. We'll have plenty more reaction coming up. Right now, let's head back to Milwaukee and hear from Clayton Kershaw with Kirsten and the media.
Clayton, just when you kind of talked about your last outing, obviously talked about just kind of when you wanted the strikeouts, challenging to get there, how much just kind of more free did you feel on the mound today, to kind of getting back to your true self?
Yeah, I felt better for sure. Was able to throw the ball to both sides of the plate today, which helped a lot. Just kind of had more of a mix. It wasn't as predictable as I have been recently. So, overall it was better for sure. Made some bad pitches there in the fourth. There's a few hits that just left the ball middle a few times, but overall it was a little bit better today.
Did you feel like they were hitting the ball that hard that inning though?
The one to Vaughn was the mistake. I left that slider middle. But yeah, Contreras rolls that ball, and then Collins, off the glove of Mookie right there. So those are tough. You can't really do a whole lot about that. But yeah, the Vaughn one was a mistake one for sure.
What were your impressions of their guy, Mizrowski?
Yeah, I know him now, huh? I mean, that was super impressive. Yeah, I mean that was unbelievable. That was really special. I mean, everything, obviously the velo, but he's got 4 pitches, commands the ball, and made it. I mean, I don't know how you hit that, honestly. That's just really tough. So, I mean, the 3 guys that came out of the pen for them, plus him, I mean, I don't think we saw a fastball under 98 today as a team. So, you know, you can talk about struggling all you want, but I don't know how. I mean, this was just a tough game. You know, we got to give up. I can't give up any runs. That's just the way it goes.
We're in lockstep. Were you feeling just kind of the battle amongst you two?
I mean, you try to match the guy for sure. You know, I think, you know, Shohei hits that homer there. You try to make that stand up, and unfortunately, that 4th inning just gave up, you know, 1 too many.
Does it make it more frustrating when it's, you know, like that 4th inning, they're building the inning on you, like with those base hits, kind of like hard to control, especially with what's happening on the other side?
What's hard to control?
Like the way they're getting those hits, not super hard hits.
Oh, that's just baseball. You know, it's just part of it. You know, I always think that, you know, there's a line out waiting to happen. You know, if you get a bad hit, that's just the way I look at it. So, I don't think about it in terms of bad luck or good luck. It's just baseball.
Shohei Ohtani hit his 31st home run of the season. That sets a franchise record. Most homers before the All-Star break. We will hear from Dave Roberts coming up. Jerry with his 31st home run of the season, which guarantees you're going to do 50 push-ups at the end of the show.
Yeah, that's coming a little later. Yeah, his 31st bomb? Is that right? Yeah. Before the break?
That's right.
He's a really, really good ball player.
But unfortunately, that's all the Dodgers would muster in this game offensively. They fall 3-1. Let's go back to American Family Field and hear from Dave Roberts with Kirsten and the media.
When you talked about the offense recently, you've talked about just sometimes you guys have just been facing some very talented pitching. It seems like that was the case today. What were you seeing from Mizorowski and really just how he found different ways to limit the offense?
He was really good tonight. We hadn't seen him before, and the stuff's really good. The fastball's pretty special, and I thought, you know, he and Contreras did a really nice job of, you know, hiding it at times with the curveball, with the cutter, slider, whatever it is. And we got to some 3-ball, 2-strike counts, and he made pitches right there, a lot of it with the secondary to freeze us at times. You know, it's hard to kind of, you know, find silver lining when the guy strikes out 12 guys or something like that. So, I mean, it just speaks to how good he was. And, you know, they ran some other good arms out there out of the pen, and today we just really couldn't threaten. But, you know, Clayton was fantastic. You know, on the heels of his highest pitch count game to come back and give us 6 innings, save guys in the pen, and, you know, set us up to find a way to win a game tomorrow. So that was a positive.
When we've talked about the offense, just is this a game which you kind of just have to tip your cap to their pitching and you can't even really look at just the at-bats or where you would like them to be and kind of making a step forward?
I think so. You know, it never feels good when you lose 5 in a row. But today, I think it was one of those days where the guys just stuff, it didn't matter who was out there. He was really good tonight. And so try to wash it off. And fortunately, we have a day game tomorrow that we can get back, and excited to have Tyler take the mound again. And obviously Ben is back on line, so I think that, you know, we're good as far as run prevention side of things and covering the game. So, you know, we've seen Quintana a lot, and he does a good job of kind of mixing and matching the stuff, puts a lot of balls on the ground. So, you know, we'll see how Teo comes in. Tommy will be in there. Teo is a little kind of in between right now, so we'll see how he feels. But, you know, getting Will back in the game, back in the lineup would be good too.
Series wraps tomorrow with Tyler Glasnow making his return to the mound. We've got more from Milwaukee in a Wednesday preview coming up. Kershaw said he was pleased with how he threw the ball tonight. Let's have Nomar tell us and show us why.
Well, listen, he had the slider working, which is, we know is an important pitch. Here he is, you know, getting ahead of the hitter. He's 0-2. There's the slider, get the swing and miss. Another great slider right here. Arm side slider right there, get the strike. Here's another slider down in the zone. I mean, this ball wasn't hit really hard. It goes the other way. Here's another one that's off the end of the bat as well. So not a bad spot with the slider. And then he was just kind of unlucky. This is the one that he was upset with. That's the one where he was talking about, yeah, that one got too much of the plate. But then you kind of come back, especially with the fastballs. Arm side, a lot of times we know his glove side with that fastball, but to get the arm side fastball was great. And then he says you could easily get the ball where they hit hard. That was one where I think he would go, okay, I wish that slider wasn't quite in the middle of the plate, but he gets that ground ball to get the double play as well. But that's because he's just down in the zone. He's thinking about pounding the zone down and knowing that he can keep him off balance with the fastball. It's more slider, and then fastball to keep you off the slider to keep you honest. But still, he pitched really effective and gave him a chance.
6 innings, 2 runs. You take that every time from a starting pitcher. You give yourself a chance and the team a chance to win the ball game. Just couldn't score any runs.
Could not get it done tonight. Up next, we'll have some final thoughts and look ahead to tomorrow morning. Tyler Glasnow makes his return off the IL for the series finale in Milwaukee.
I'm going with a guy who also throws 100 miles an hour. I'm going Shohei Ohtani, first at bat, 1-0, show Dodgers. Really quick, Shohei goes deep, 50 push-ups. Let's go, Shohei, come on.
Well, Jerry, you said 50 push-ups. He went deep, and the fans have been clamoring for this on Twitter for the last 2.5 hours, so it's time to pay up. And I love the musical choice there by our audio guy, Joe McGrath, getting it done. Nomar, while he's doing some push-ups, we could talk a little Dodger baseball if you'd like, because we're going to see Tyler Glasnow activated off the injured list. Well, tomorrow's has been out since April with shoulder inflammation. What are you hoping to see?
Well, one, it's good to see him back on the mound. Two, hoping to see that, you know, when he is on, when he is healthy, you know, he can be dominant. And that's what I hope to see from Tyler Glasnow. You know, I don't know what the, as far as his leash or how long Dave Roberts plans on going with Tyler Glasnow, but nonetheless, I need him to go out there and give the Dodgers a chance to win, especially what the Dodgers are enduring. And let's not forget, last year he stepped up early in the season. He was their ace. So they're going to need an ace-like performance again to kind of stop the bleeding here.
So the people are telling me in my ear, Jerry, that was 35,
That's
not 50.
Lie. That's a lie.
Well,
that's 50.
I mean, I know how you count your golf score, so we might have to go back.
I'll do more. I don't care. I'll do more.
There you go. Jay here paying off his bets.
Do we really need to see more?
Don't make me laugh, no.
Why? Yeah.
I mean, what are we doing with the tie around the head?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like Rambo, you know? I feel tougher when I have this around the head, you know?
It's too bad this came in a losing effort. Jerry, well done.
Can you help me up?
Well done.
Nope.
For Jerry, Nomar, and Kirsten, I'm John. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. Pre-game, 10:30 a.m. We'll see you then.
昨日も由伸投手の1回途中で KO されたり、大谷選手も今日の1本までなかなかヒットが出なかったりもそうなんですが、どうにもドジャースには重苦しい空気が流れているようです。オールスター前で選手の間に疲労が溜まってきているのでしょうか。とはいえ、5連敗といえどチームは未だに首位ですが、何とか復調の兆しを見せてほしいですよね。日本人といえば鈴木誠也選手が打点リーグトップなのにオールスターに出場できないという悲しい事態になっています。この歯がゆさはぜひポストシーズン WBC で晴らしてもらえればと思います。それでは次回の動画でお会いしましょう。さようなら。